What is life?
Life is a spectrum.
We cover the whole spectrum.
It's not black or white. You cannot tell me exactly when life begins.
Oh, yes, we can.
Life is not a spectrum.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. You're not.
You can tell me what biology said at the National Institute of Health.
Yeah, life,
but that doesn't dictate.
No, you can make an argument philosophically. You can
So
make
what's
a
your
philosophical argument on
Feeling philosophical, huh?
when somebody has personhood, right?
Of personhood.
You can say like consciousness is going to be when somebody has personhood. You can
It's not just an operating system. It's a consciousness.
make that argument, but that is not going to say that like we don't have a consensus on when human life begins. We know.
Tell me why human life begins at conception. Why?
Yeah,
It is science.
that's when the two gamete cells, the ovum and the sperm, meet.
Why is that? Why is that the most?
Yeah,
important
this is
thing
when the
in
whole.
human
If you let me finish, this is when
You didn't let me finish my sentence.
the whole unique human organism that is genetically complete is created, now in existence. This is why human life begins at conception.
Okay. So
It is science.
So when the sperm is rubbing up against the egg, that is not unique. But when the sperm actually enters the egg, that's the defining
Yeah, that
characteristic of life
fertilization,
that we all
That's what
have
I
to
just
Hey, I was born to fertilize. Yeah.
abide by because you agree with it.
No, this
Right.
is
Biology
It becomes
says so.
a organism at that point. A human organism at that point. It becomes the substance that we are. It is the essence of what we are.
I know what a zygote is too.
So does the
This
sperm
is
and the
why.
egg by themselves. What's the
This is
point?
why we got no.
Turns out you're more clueless than you think.
So that's absolutely
the father.
ignorant,
Those are
man.
parts
That
of a
is
human. Those are
completely
not a
ignorant.
human. Those are parts. That is not the substance of what we are. We are not just a substance of parts like a car, like a tire, and all this other thing. No, that's not what we are.
Drive sports cars. Date movie stars.
The substance is we are the human organism at the point of conception. That's why we value that. That's why science says that's what.
It is science.
And they would acknowledge that. Biologists agree. That's when human life begins at a conception. If you want to make an argument that you don't consider that life viable, that's fine, but you're going to need to provide the argument for that.
Talks fast.
Okay. And when do we decide that a life gets the right to human rights?
Hey, I was born to fertilize. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say all you need to do to
That's
actualize
the
these rights is
discussion.
I would say all you need is to be human and alive. This
That's
is
your
right
dodging.
person.
That's what you would say. That's
And
what
this
you
can
would
go
say.
down. This is going to be the philosophical route. So any other qualifiers is going to be philosophical.
That's the discussion. He asked this question, Sugar. Did you hear him just now? He asked, when do we get to decide this? And he doesn't provide a judge. This is the whole question you were asking him.
Right.
A battleground in shades of grey, played out in deception, seduction, and bad faith.
Yeah, because your answer can't possibly be right or wrong. That's the point.
So what's your source then?
It's a waste of time. It's your
Then why are you
opinion.
up here? You're up here in really bad faith, and I have I don't know. I have no more patience for you.
One cannot live in bad faith.
No, my point is this is not how the real world works.
Sure. So,
How's life in the real world?
so
That's my point.
philosophically,
You
what needs
don't-
to happen to have human rights?
The real world. You haven't been in the real world this entire conversation, man.
Okay.
Philosophically material, what needs to happen to be granted human rights, to be granted personhood?
I asked you first. You don't
I asked you first!
want to answer
Yeah,
my
I already
question?
said
now,
you just need
Sugar?
to be human and
Are you
alive.
avoiding my
What I would
question,
say would
Sugar?
grant you as an individual living human being, and this would grant you personhood. Therefore, you have all the human rights that every other living human has at that moment. So fertilization.
Hey, I was born to fertilize. Yeah.
That's your opinion. What makes it right?
Hey, because I don't think that if we add any more qualifiers, then you're always going to find somebody who's going to be an outlier. They would no longer have the right to life, liberty, or property because they can't actualize something. I think that that's really dangerous to go down, and we can see this throughout history.
In those images, Ted exhibits all of the remaining qualities of personhood.
I also believe that we are genetically complete. We know this is fact through science at the moment of conception. Therefore, we have the capacity for all these things that we love to as humans that grant us these human rights, our ability to have rational thoughts, to complex communication, problem solving, all these things, the capacity for higher rationale when we are genetically complete. There you go. Now your turn.
Your turn now.
Huh?
Go Google something.
Google it.
God, it's been ages since I've seen him.
So when you have your full genetic code, that's when life begins, right?
When you're an alive human, yes, and you're
Okay,
genetically complete.
you realize our genetic code changes over time,
Okay,
right?
when
Textbook deflection.
you're genetically complete, I don't care about any code. There's going to be little variations that come with like environment and whatnot. I don't care about that. You're genetically complete. You know that you're male, female, your eye color, your hair color, your body structure. You know all these things. You know that if you're going to have certain like conditions, you're genetically complete. That's not saying that there's not going to be small changes or things that are going to be impacted by like environment or.
I used to be way over on the nurture side of the nature-nurture debate, but not anymore. I mean, look at her.
Or whatnot. That's saying that you are genetically complete.
And you agreed with Mike earlier that you're the same person at conception that you are.
I said you were
in
the same
older-
species.
But are you a different animal and the same beast? What the f does that mean?
No, you said you're the same being.
Okay, I think we've reached the max of this conversation.
He did say
so
same. He did say
thank you
same
guys.
species.
I appreciate the spirited debate. I know it got
So he didn't answer the question.
extreme, but I do appreciate you guys allowing me to talk, and I hope you guys have a good
You
one.
can run because you can't tell us. what you
Absolutely.
know.
Likewise, I
just
appreciate.
like the constraints.
I appreciate the spirited debate as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Have a good one.
Yeah,
You as well.
he ran.
I asked you first.